Previously on Naya.
What is this crap? You guys really helped us out there. Do you have a name that we can tell everyone?
Yes, I will tell you what the name is. We're called the Delivery Service.
What Neiman was looking for, those scrolls. I think that the time is very pressing that we need to take care of these and bring them back to the tower at Moon Lake.
Duran, you are one of the 7 sons.
On my honor, brother, I will not tell a soul.
He kind of axed him in the back, and he slipped. And he goes, "Oh!
Oh no.
I thought we were on the same team."
He was going for my bag. He was trying to take my bag off of me.
Do you have the prophecy with you?
I don't think we do. I think we left it back where we were before. For safekeeping, because we're on the road a lot.
Didn't you put that in your pocket?
Here we go. Be Mr. Goody Two Shoe.
My brother! Oh, she has it in her pocket! I walk out of the room.
Oh yes, our adventurer's package is very affordably priced. You have a tour guide who will take you through the wildest parts of Moon Lake.
Tatsu pops up and is like, "Listen, I've heard about some steak. Where can we get some steaks?"
Welcome to Naya.
Hello everyone, welcome to Nair. My name is Jay, your DM. Let's go this way.
I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Tatsuo the Human Samurai.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm playing Harry the Druid.
I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Reeve Vitevich Kolosevsky, the Paladin Hill Dwarf.
Ian, is your mic muted?
Yes, it was.
Would you like to tell us your name again?
Yeah. My name's Ian. I'm Harry the Druid.
Do I have to go again?
No, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Just went out of order.
Okay.
And I'm Amy, playing Bijou, the high elf glamour bard.
All right. So, the tree canopy in Moon Lake provides blotted shade, but as midday approaches, you make your way to the designated area of the map where the tour begins. Vendors at stalls and standing in front of buildings continue to shout as you walk by, shaking jewelry and fruits and jars of creams and powders at you as you walk. Eventually, you find a sign that reads, "Moon Lake tours every midday," in front of an ornate-looking but small wooden building. As you walk up, a high elf in a uniform matching the one you saw earlier greets you. It says, "Good day, travelers. Welcome to Moon Lake Tours. My name is Kyrian, and I will be your guide for this journey. Please make your way inside as we will be departing momentarily." And he ascends a tall set of stairs that go up to the building and holds the door open for you with a flourish and a bow. As you go in the small building, you see a large table with ornate symbols of bears and elk and owls and other creatures carved into it. A large crescent moon is at the center of the design. There are several open chairs around the table. You also see a dwarven couple with a young child and a half elf sitting down around the table. As you enter, everyone's eyes turn excitedly to you as Kyrian disappears behind a door to another room. What do y'all do?
Did you say there were like papers and things on the table?
Brochures.
Brochures.
Did I? I don't think I
Oh,
did.
No.
Oh,
What?
no. They're carvings in the inside
okay.
the table. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Of like different animals and stuff.
I'm just gonna sit at the table next to the half elf.
Okay. He kind of gives you a nod and says, "Hi, you guys are coming on the tour. Also, nice to meet you. I'm Corin. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you. I'm Bijou. And these are my friends, Tatsuo and Harry.
The wow. Ouch. Why? Wait, why am I not your friend?
Because you told all our business to your brother, and then you lied to us about what you said.
I did the right thing, and I got.
No.
Okay, I see. Okay, cool.
Tatsuo's not angry, but she strongly disagrees with you on that choice.
I was going to pull up a chair next to Bijou, but I feel hurt, and the only way I really express my hurt is by raising my eyebrow. So I just kind of okay, and then walk over to the other table with this family and just kind of sit across from them, kind of silent.
They look at you and they say, "Oh, good day. We're nice to meet you, fellow dwarf. We're are you one of the northern dwarves or one of the southern dwarves?" I can tell as soon as you open your mouth you're from the south. We happen to be from the north ourselves. The female dwarf nods. She says, "Yes, I'm I can't even say the names. Navruna, and this is my husband, Galgrair, and our little one, you might see, here he is, Wemrus. Wemrus, come on, Wemrus."
I nod my head and say, "Nice to meet you. My name's Reeve. I'm from Soft Hill."
"Oh, Reeve, very nice to meet you. We're so excited about this tour. This is our first day here in Moon Lake. We've been saving up for a very long time to come down here. We're very excited. Wemrus can't wait, right, Wemrus?" And he comes up and he kicks you in the shin, Reeve.
Do I take damage?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
What's your AC? Do you have your shield up?
Surprise attack.
He gets advantage.
Oh man, I don't know if it would offend them. I don't want to make them mad. No, I'll just kind of ignore the kid, but just kind of look very uncomfortable, just because I'm just not used to kids.
All right.
Tatsuo hates children.
I like that.
Do they not even try to grab their kid at all?
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay. Oh,
It's like that kid with the shopping cart just pushing into the guy.
Like
and
the
they
kid
force
in
him out.
every movie that's sitting behind the character on the airplane that won't stop kicking.
Okay,
his
well,
seat.
I'm gonna kind of like clear my throat and just kind of like look at the kid and look at them and clear my throat some more until they maybe notice.
Yeah, he ends up like running away to a different.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just like running all around the room.
Okay.
He's got his hand on the wall and is just like running, just like dragging his greasy fingers all over like the entire wall of the room.
Can Tatsuo just like catch him by the shirt collar?
Okay.
You know, like the back of it.
Yeah.
Just like catches him.
Yeah. He turns around, then he bites her hand, and then the dwarf lady stands up and says, "Oi, what are you doing to our boy? What are you doing to our little boy?"
Oh my god.
Tatsuo just looks at Ralph,
Okay.
and she wants him to show her his teeth.
Okay. You just like leave him? He's not like he's running around like he's not paying attention to you after he bit your hand.
Well, she still had him. She didn't let go.
You wouldn't have let go when he bit your hand?
No. She's feral.
Roll a constitution check.
Yeah.
I knew it.
14.
Nope.
Plus, do I get plus something?
Constitution.
I don't know what I've got. 2, so 16. Why?
No, because he bit you really hard with his little sharpened baby dwarven teeth.
Fine.
Sharpened.
He files them. His parents filed them. Oh gosh.
So the guy who's supposed to be like organizing this thing just left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Tatsuo, why don't you come have a seat next to me and maybe keep your hands to yourself? Maybe.
Tatsuo sighs really big and then goes and sits down, but she's still watching everyone very closely. Because she's distrustful.
You doing anything? You
Mind
getting
my
a
own
seat?
business.
You're just
Yeah, I'll have a
standing up in
seat.
the corner.
Is there a seat left?
Yeah.
there's a seat left. I'll take it.
Okay, so Kyrian comes back through the door, and he has like a tray that has wine and glasses, and he kind of gives glasses out to everyone and pours everyone a glass of wine, and he says, and then he also has on the tray some various fruits to snack on, and he kind of sets up the entire table, and says, "Everyone, please remain seated." And he goes up to the back wall and kind of knocks on it. And then suddenly everything lurches in the direction of the wall.
Oh, God.
Kyrian's just kind of standing there, but the floor starts to slide away from the walls and the ceiling as daylight breaks through the edges. And then you see that you're actually on a large wagon bed that was just like backed up to this building. And it's being pulled by 4 large elk, and they're just like taking you. Oh, you're gonna like this, Ian. You're gonna
Good.
they take you. They begin the tour, and you all have your wine that's kind of sloshing around in the glasses, and you're going.
Tatsuo is clutching her seat. That is the exact thing she hates.
Moving.
Well, surprise movement. Surprise movement. Like the elevator.
Yeah. So the beginning of the tour winds through a forest, which gets thicker and thicker the farther you go in. And you guys can see Kyrian actually points up and he says, "Our forest is actually full of very many wild creatures and animals. If you look up, we can actually see an eagle flying. If you point your attention to the northwest," and he kind of points it out, and you guys can all see an eagle.
Is this a giant eagle?
Nope.
Boo.
It's a normal eagle.
Ooh.
He says, I would beg you though to be careful. Going into the journey unaccompanied, the high elves have learned to live in harmony with the creatures in the forest, like the tree ants and the constrictors and giant spiders, but they are not welcome to visitors. So I would beg all of you to please go with a guide if you feel like journeying into the forest. Weimer's kind of cries, and he grabs his mom, and she's like, "Oh, it's all right, little one. We're just going to stay on the tour here. We won't be bothered at all."
Tatsuo's giving him like an angry, evil smile.
Oh, God.
So aggressive.
I'm not saying anything, just smiling meanly.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Are you guys kind of like, what are you doing on this tour? Are you kind of like taking stuff in? Are you observing like locally, or are you looking out? Like, what is your...
I'm paying close attention to Kyrian
Okay.
because he seems to be a little bit of a showman. Like he's done this a lot, and I'm watching his movements and, how he transitions from one thing to the next, just as a performer.
Okay.
I'm sitting there just kind of nodding, kind of, like that, that smirk that looks kind of like this.
You mean where the corners of your mouth go down and you nod?
Yeah, that. Sorry, I didn't know how to describe it. Thank you for describing that for me. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting around, just looking at everything that he points out and just nodding, just like, just kind of curious. Yeah, that's neat. Oh, cool.
I have a druid action. Just looking at the elks.
Okay. Are you're only observing the elks, or you're kind of like checking out other stuff as well?
Just looking around.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
My man. 18. Plus.
Plus, you have high perception, right?
+5.
Yeah, it's really high. 5, you say?
That's what it was last
I
time.
think it, yeah.
So you are
Yeah, plus
also
5.
able to see an ape, like a big orange ape, swing between the branches.
Okay. All right.
Thought you'd like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
And you guys all can. Kyrian points out, if you'll turn your attention to the top of the canopy. Sorry, I was going for the dwarf accent there. If you turn your attention to the top of the canopy, you will also be able to notice the hunters' huts that we have. And you guys all see like wooden huts that are built into the trees up near the top. And he says, this part of the forest actually provides most of the food for our entire country. Whether from harvesting or hunting, and hunters and gatherers who live here can actually make quite a very comfortable living. And you also notice like a network of rope bridges kind of going from hut to hut and lining everything throughout the trees. And actually a giant eagle, while you're looking up, comes down from above the canopy and lands on top of one of the huts. Where you actually notice there's an enormous nest up there, and it has a huge fish in its talons, and it lands in the nest, and you guys hear like baby eagles crying.
Huge fish, you say? Would you say it's a tuna or?
Big tuna.
Sure. It's not the giant eagle you're interested in. It's the big fish. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Duh.
it's a rather large perch.
That's not bad. That's good eating. Okay.
A rather large perch. Are you talking about where the eagle's sitting? That's a good pun. I like that.
A Jamie salmon.
Can I, during the tour, maybe when it wouldn't be interrupting Kyrian, but when we're just sort of stopped and looking at things, I want to strike up conversation with Corin.
Okay.
So what brings you to Moonlake?
Well, I've always grown up in human villages, but my father was an elf, and so I came to kind of reconnect with that side. I've never really known very many elves. Came to see what it's like.
And how are you enjoying it?
This is my first day, but it's been very eye-opening.
It's his first day.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that out loud? That's kind of rude.
Wait, is this
I think
the
he's doing
tour
good.
guide?
No,
No,
this is the guy that I'm sitting next to.
At the table.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. I thought we were talking to the tour guide.
I did give both of them 2-syllable K names,
Yeah.
so that was my fault.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's a adventurer or fighter or something, or does he just look like a civilian person?
He's pretty young as far as like high elves go. Like he looks like he's kind of just entering the adult world. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really have any kind of like he's just wearing like normal clothes, but he is you can tell he's very like observant and like taking everything in and very kind of like curious.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask him, what do you do for a living?
Well, not much. I've been apprenticing a blacksmith, but I don't have my own shop yet. Still working with him.
What's your favorite thing that you've made?
Probably really. I made a helmet one time that I enjoyed it. It was a custom build. Someone came in and they had a rather large head, and none of our helmets fit him. So,
Aw.
That's wonderful. I don't do much in the way of helmets because they cover my face, but that sounds impressive.
thank you. So Kyrian kind of continues on his little tour narration, and he says, many people don't realize that the history of Moonlake is relatively new in elvish terms. The High Elves settled here almost 1,000 years ago when Udos angered Arum, the god of the underworld, and he sent an army of dragons that drove the elves from their home of Rootdale. The elves have settled in Moonlake because of its connection to nature and magic. It is said that Moonlake is so saturated with magical energy that talented sorcerers can open rifts to other planes of existence.
Oh.
Wow.
And he kind of says, as we go along, if anyone has any questions or curiosities or anything in particular you would like me to point out, let me know. I'd be more than happy to. I'm very proud of our homeland and love guiding people through it.
I'm gonna raise my hand.
Yes, in the back.
Yes. You said you could go to other planes.
Oh, yes.
Do you ever visit the Feywild by chance?
Personally, I have not. I mostly deal in the tourism, but I do know that there are scholars in the tower who are studying access to the Feywild as we speak.
Wow. Well, if you ever get the chance to go, I highly recommend it.
Eventually, you guys, through kind of like the thick woods and everything, as they're getting thicker, it almost looks like a wall of trees in front of you. But then all of a sudden, everything opens up, and you are taken into this clearing of like outside of the woods. You notice bleached stone buildings that reach into the sky surrounding the edge of the forest. And the architecture of the buildings features domes and columns that wind like vines, but they are so smooth they almost appear to be made out of ivory. At the center of the clearing is the namesake of the country, Moon Lake, a crescent-shaped body of water you recognize from all of the jewelry and merchandise you saw when you landed here. The water in the lake, however, is not the crystal clear hue depicted before. Instead, it is blood red.
Ooh.
At the tip of the crescent, which is miles away from where you guys are now, but still very visible, a cylindrical tower emerges from the water. The top hides in the sun, but as your eyes adjust, you can see it stretches hundreds of feet above the ground. The elk slow and come to a stop as Kyrian spreads his arms wide and says, "Welcome to Moon Lake."
Why is the water red?
Algae.
Kyrian says, "Excellent question, sir. This is actually something that is being studied as we speak in the tower. It occurred very recently, only about a year ago. Everything started to kind of turn this red hue, and now it is completely red. The scholars now believe it may be a sign of things to come, but no one really knows for sure what is happening."
Tatsu's just shaking her head back and forth. Very distrustful. Very distrustful.
How close is it to us? Like, are we walking by it kind of thing now?
So there's like a road now that the path that the cart is taking, and the lake is like right in front of you guys, and then you're gonna turn to the right and kind of like follow a path along the lake, kind of between the lake and the buildings.
I'm gonna do detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious if it's natural or someone's doing this for a reason.
Okay, what is? Can you read me the text on detect magic?
Yeah.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Okay. You are overwhelmed with like magic everywhere. Like it's like the aura is just like in the air, like it's thick. Like everything around you is just filled with magic.
Okay.
How close are we to the lake right now?
Probably like you're probably in the middle. The road is about like 50 feet from the lake and about 50 feet from the buildings on the other side.
Is there any chance that there is something at the bottom of the lake, let's say 30 feet deep, that would be causing all of this? Because I can look that far.
The lake is a lot deeper than 30 feet.
Okay. All right.
Can anything live in this?
You ask,
Kyrian.
Kyrian?
I'm asking him.
Well, that's an excellent question. We do have some wildlife that lives here. We have had fish and other such creatures. We actually do have some fishermen who fish the lake and use that to feed the city as well.
And they don't worry about what's causing this red water. They just
It hasn't seemed to have any effect on the wildlife that live in the lake, and we haven't noticed any effects of anything else.
Will we be getting closer to the tower?
Oh, yes, we will be going all the way around the lake, and our tour will be ending right back where we emerged from the woods.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we should just jump off the cart.
Into the water?
No, into the tower. Isn't that
It's
where
all
we're
the way on
supposed
the
to
other
go?
side of the lake, so the cart's
Oh.
going to take us around, is what I just
Yeah, like when we get there, then we should jump out.
I recommend not doing that. It is, as I mentioned, there is in the woods are very unsafe, and we also have many scholars and important people around the city that do not wish to be disturbed.
Aren't we supposed to go there anyway for something?
Yes. That's where we're going to take the prophecy.
Oh, I see.
So as you guys are going around, Kieran is continuing his spiel, and he points out certain buildings and says, here you see the temple to Udos, and over there is the headquarters for our Artisans Guild, and then he points out another building and says, here is the Musicians Guild headquarters. Over there we have the College of Lore, and he's just like continuing to point out buildings, and they're all like really big and majestic, and all kind of all of them house something like a college or a guild or a temple or something like that, where literally the entire country outside, like in this clearing, seems to be dedicated to higher learning and guild work and that sort of thing. As you guys get closer to the tower, Kieran points out the guards around the tower. He says, as you can see, there is a path leading into the tower from the land here, and we have quite a few guards. These will be some of the only humans that you see living in Moonlake, aside from our tourists, of course. He looks at Tatsuo. And,
She looks very unamused.
And he says, these are actually members of the Order of the Helm, a traditional order of soldiers who have sworn to protect the history and knowledge of Nair from evil. And you can see that all of them have exactly the same uniform with kind of a sigil of a helmet on their chest. And they are all human, but they do kind of range between like male and female. And there's not, other than the fact that they're all human and wearing the same uniform, there's nothing like unique about, not unique. There's nothing
Uniform.
correct about them. And he also says, everyone, please, if you will close your eyes and stretch out your hands, just bear with me here. You'll enjoy it.
Tatsuo stretches out one little finger. That's it.
He says, as you close your eyes, just breathe in the air and listen to the world around you. As we get closer to the tower, it's said that the magic is so thick you can feel it. He says, it's even said that if you camp next to the tower, you will have the most vivid dreams. Some even claim to have dreams that have changed current events.
Tatsuo immediately pulls her finger back in and crosses her arms.
I am highly interested in this,
Yeah.
and I am doing what he says to do.
Basking in the beauty.
Trying to absorb the magics.
So Kieran is like, the cart kind of comes to a stop. He says, this is, of course, the most important part of our tour. So if anyone would like to take out a notebook and sketch any pictures of our beautiful tower here, or if you have any questions, I'd be more than willing to answer them. But we will be taking a little pause here for a few minutes. Also, if anyone would like to relieve themselves, they can hop off right here and find a private area.
Tatsuo raises her hand and says, I would like to relieve myself.
Okay. Well, you can do exactly what I just said to do.
So she gets out of the cart and walks slowly away. And
Okay.
then is there a place where she can go that's like not within eyesight, but like where she could go to the tower?
he says, as you're kind of walking away, he points his arm out and he says, between those two buildings over there, there's a private area for exactly this purpose. It's kind of like a little outhouse, like kind of nestled behind a couple of the buildings. Think of it like the fantasy porta potties.
She goes, sure, and goes there, and then goes around the back.
Okay.
She's not trying to get in the tower right now. She's just trying to look at it, around it, see what it's like.
Okay.
Look at it. Prepare.
All right. So you're crouching down behind the porta potty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smell.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's roll a Constitution check.
I mean, if anyone's gonna be able to withstand
It's pretty
the smell
bad.
of a
I mean, it's
porta
magical.
potty.
I see this.
That's not good.
18.
Oh, okay. You notice flies buzzing around trying to bite you, but you successfully shoo them all away.
Successful.
She's gonna crawl toward the tower, keeping low.
Like right out into the open road.
No, there's no road.
Yeah.
Oh
There
no,
is.
like
So
a
you got the tower is to like if you were sitting on the cart, the tower and the lake are to your left.
Can you draw this? for
All
us,
the
please?
buildings are to the right.
okay.
And
So she's
the-
on the wrong side.
Correct. And in the middle is just like an open clearing with like road and
How wide is it?
about 100 feet.
Yeah.
Make it run for it.
I'm gonna talk to Kyrian.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask him. So, who's in charge of the tower? Who's like the top person?
He's an excellent question. We have a group of 3 wise people or wise elves, if you would, who are kind of ruling over the tower, or not ruling. Ruling is too harsh of a word, really, but overseeing the tower. And their names are actually Kiaris, Urigella, and Elquin. And they all
Caretaker Elquin.
they all focus on different areas. For example, Elquin focuses on new technology and research and development, if you would, and Urigella focuses on magical portals and planes and studying that, and Kiaris is more focused on history and how history relates to our present world, and you know what they say: those who don't learn from history, they're going to repeat the history.
Oh,
Never
That's-
heard that
never
phrase. in
never
my
what they
life.
say.
No,
No.
nothing.
What
Oh,
is
that maybe that's a
Huh.
Moon Lake saying.
Apparently.
Would Kianis also? I know Kianis likes to study history. Would Kianis also be interested in knowing future events?
Kiaris,
Oh,
yes.
sorry, Kiaris.
Yes, there is an aspect of prophecy and managing prophecies in our tower. Although I will say that we do have a sister tower that is in the Greenhorn, or we used to at least, and that was more around the study of prophecy and reading the future and giving off prophecies.
Is that where Davis?
Oh, what happened to that tower?
It's recently burned down in a suspicious fire.
I look at my burns on my hands, put them in my imaginary pockets.
Oh man.
If one were to get a lead on some important information, how would one make an appointment with Kiaris to get him this information?
Well, I don't know the answer to the question. Kiaris is pretty high up. I suspect you could meet with one of the other researchers in the tower, and they could pass it up if they deemed it important enough. But I would probably start, since the tower is so heavily guarded. I would probably start at one of the colleges, like maybe the College of Lore or
Oh, I see.
or Compulsion or one of the other universities here, and see if they can communicate that to the higher elves at the tower.
During this little break, would I have time to pop over to the College of Lore?
He says, "Well, we will be leaving in about 10 minutes, but we do have another tour that is coming in about an hour after that. So you're more than welcome to hop onto that one if you can't make it back in time."
I'm gonna turn to. Well, you're in the bathroom. I'm gonna turn to these two and say, "Do you want to try to get into the College of Law? And
Sure.
do this
Yeah.
the right way?"
Yeah, I'm game.
All right, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it.
Tatsuo knows none of this is going on, and she's still trying to be sneaky, so she tries to run across the road.
Stealth check. Speed check. I mean, you could be slow as hell. That's
You're like running?
And rolling. She's got a 5.
Yeah, so Karis is like, hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Please, we have to stay on this side of please do not approach the tower. And then like you see from him shouting that it catches the guards' attention, and they all kind of like draw their weapons and take spot on the pathway up to the tower.
I'm sorry, that bathroom just stank really bad.
Oh, well, you're more than welcome to hop back on our cart here. We're going to continue. We're actually, your friends were mentioning that they were going to visit some of the universities. You can go with them and hop onto our next wagon if you're interested.
Sure.
Yeah, we're all standing with our arms crossed, like back on the correct side of the road,
Yeah.
just like waiting for her to look over and just waving her over, like, "Come on, over here."
She walks kind of slow back over there. She turns around and gives the 2 eyes look to some of the guards. You know, the 2 fingers, 2 eyes.
Yeah, they're not amused at all.
you're gonna get killed.
All right. I'm going to talk to Tatsuo. Tatsuo, we're in a civilized place, and people work together and have conversations to get what they need. And you don't have to try to like sneak past an entire civilization of people. We can just talk to people. You know?
Fine. I just don't like people.
Right, but if you keep acting weird, no one's going to want to talk to us, and then we can't do anything. Like, you've got to, like, just try, you know? Please?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give her, like, a little pat on the back.
Tyrion says, "All right, 2-minute warning. We'll be leaving in 2 minutes." And he kind of looks over to you and, like, without saying anything, kind of like does that questioning look of like,
Like,
"You guys come in?" Or
I'm just going to say, "Thank you. We'll hop on the next one."
and he like nods and raises his hand, and everyone else is on the wagon, so he knocks on the door again, and it continues on.
I'm a little worried about leaving papers not in the hands of the person that needs them.
Yeah, we cannot do that.
Like, do you think they'll let us see him?
Maybe we could like flash it really fast so they know we have it, but then not let them read it.
So you guys notice that the group of guards who like ran up to the pathway, they kind of like go back to their positions, and there's just like the 2 who are normally at the pathway, kind of just standing there in front of the main entrance.
Of the tower?
Maybe you could just talk to them. Because that's the plan, right? You could try and like convince them.
Well, I'll try that, and then if it doesn't work, we'll have to go to the College of Law.
Yeah.
And jump through hoops.
You don't have a soldier's uniform in your little.
No, I've
Probably
just got. What do I have? I've got a priest, an aristocrat, a prostitute, which
Ooh.
I mean,
Ooh.
and I just got this beautiful shepherdess costume, but I don't know that any of those would be.
Yeah,
helpful.
and this is also a very specific uniform outside of like just a regular soldier's uniform, because they're like in an order basically.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But you've got armor. And you've got, an official looking thing, so maybe I'll look more legitimate if you come with me.
Yeah. The tour guide did mention that there were, and they're gone, right? The tour is gone. Okay. They didn't happen to mention they talked about many guilds, but they did talk about artisan guild or anything like that, like Ocrius.
There is an artisan guild, yes.
Okay. I thought that's what he said. I might have some friends there, since I'm part of that guild.
I know. I don't know if they'd be interested in prophecies or if they'd have a connection to getting us to the tower. I think the College of Law would be our best bet.
Okay.
But let me try talking to these guards and see how that goes. So I'm gonna
I'll
go
come with
over.
you. I'll be right behind you.
Thanks. And I look at Harry. Can you keep an eye on? Just make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I talk to Bijou on the way walking up there? Were you still mad at me?
Yes,
No.
I'm very mad at you. I'm extremely mad at you.
Still?
Yes. Yes. So we kind of stop in the middle of the street. We're gonna have a
Like 5
Alright.
feet away. I want to still be able to hear it.
what is my
Roll a
soul?
perception check.
Yes.
What is my sole function? What is my job? What do I do for this group?
22.
Grieve.
You're an entertainer.
My job is to look good. My job is to look good, to make a good impression on people, right? When I was talking to your brother, you made me look bad. You went out of your way to make me
You
look
were
bad.
lying to my brother.
You lied to your brother.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How?
When we were at dinner talking about getting help for the mines, you said there was a disturbance in the marketplace, but we weren't part of it or anything. You said that to him, knowing full well that we were part of it. So you get to lie to your brother, but I don't. And I actually had a really good reason. I was trying to protect us.
But my brother is trustworthy.
You haven't seen him for years.
I trust him. He's family.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
But I don't like to be embarrassed in front of people.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to embarrass you.
It's all right.
And then I kind of shake her hand or something.
Try.
Are we-
You try.
Yeah, I
Are we
like.
good?
I hesitate, but I'll shake his hand. But I don't look happy about it.
All right. Harry did hear that whole conversation.
Yeah. I feel real
That's fine.
uncomfortable.
That's fine. So we're gonna keep walking across the road,
All right.
and how many guards are there, and which one looks the most approachable?
There's 2 at the main entrance.
Okay.
And they both there's a man and a woman. You don't really see any kind of noticeable approachability difference between them. They're both kind of standing there and looking stoic and watching you very carefully come up the path.
Okay. I'm gonna have my hands sort of out so that they can see I'm not trying to pull anything out. Is it morning, afternoon? It's afternoon, right? It's midday. Good afternoon.
Yeah, the tour was a little bit long, so by this
Yeah.
time it'll be kind of mid to late afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the tower. Please state your business.
Yes, thank you so much. So we actually came upon some really important information, and we've traveled a very long way because we heard that this tower in Moon Lake would be the best place to take this information. We were actually recommended by several people to come here.
Please state your name.
And my name is Bijou.
Bijou. The guard you're talking to looks to the other one, and she kind of nods at him and says, "We've actually been expecting you, but we were told there would be 4 of you.
Oh, yes. Well, here's one, and then the other 2 are across the way.
We can let all of you in,
Oh.
but we need you all to come in together."
Oh, sure. And I'm just going to wave over. Hey, guys, it's all right. They're really nice. They're going to let us through. been
Tatsuo
expecting.
triumphantly walks across the room.
Stress.
I just casually walk with you. It's just another day.
So they kind of nod, and one of them grabs like the big handle of the door and swings it open. And there's another 2 guards inside, and the female guard says, "The delivery service has arrived."
They've heard
Forgot
of
that.
us.
Tatsuo slaps Bijou and goes, "This talking thing worked really well."
Ow, yes, ow, I know. Yes, it did. Thank you.
So the guards take you into like a long hallway, and it opens up into a large circular room where like you can tell the whole the room is right dead in the center of the circular tower, and it's pretty wide in radius. There's actually a huge tree growing in the middle of the tower.
Whoa.
And there's a spiral staircase going around the entire room going up, and you can see as you look up that it goes up for hundreds of feet, and that there are just like every 15 feet a new story of elves moving around in robes and shelves and shelves of books and papers and desks and just like all kinds of business. And as you guys are kind of observing everything, a very slender, bald elf descends down the spiral staircase. He walks calmly towards the 4 of you and he says, "Welcome. You must be the delivery service.
Yes, we are.
That's us.
My name is Kiaris. I have heard that you have some very important information from us. I would gladly take that off of your hands if you feel comfortable with it."
Well, we've been carrying it around for so long, and this did come to us, and I would love it if we could maybe sit with you with it for a while and hear what you have to say.
Absolutely, I completely understand. And he kind of turns, and another elf in initiate robes comes up like right next to him, and he says, "Please tell Urigella and Elquin that we will be meeting in the shoot, what's the name?
Observatory?
Conference room.
Atrium?
Conference room.
The council hall.
Council hall?
Please,
The break room.
In the break room.
please tell Urigella and Elquin that we will be meeting in the council room." And he guides you guys. He turns and walks up the stairs. Turns around and says, "Please follow me."
What color robes are they all wearing?
He is wearing like solid purple.
Okay.
All the initiates are wearing kind of like a dull brown robe.
Brown, you say? Mm-hmm. Cool.
To shred,
I
you say.
have a brown robe.
And then the you can see they're like all like scratchy and like they're not great material, right? Because they're
Because
initiates.
neither is mine. This is
Yeah.
great.
And then there's other elves that you see kind of as you're going up who are mostly wearing white robes, and then you're joined as you go up by another bald elf who comes and like walks in line with Kiaris, and he is wearing green, like a moss green.
Cool.
Before I went up, I looked at the tree. Is that any bit magical, or it's just really old and beautiful?
You were like feeling magic pulse in this like so thickly that
Good.
everything is incredibly magical.
I have speech of beast and leaf, and I'm gonna gently rub the tree, just caress the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you are.
As you do that, your arm kind of starts to get like sucked into it, like through like the branches. The way I envision it are kind of like intertwining, and like it's just like a tangle of like branches going up, and your arm kind of like gets drawn in between some of them.
Is it hurting me?
It's not hurting, but you can feel it being pulled.
I'm gonna stick my other arm in.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's okay.
Your entire body gets pulled into this tree.
Yes.
Are we seeing this? Am I seeing this?
No, yeah. Well,
I mean, you guys are
going
walking up the stairs.
Yeah, I already went up the stairs. Okay, so bye.
Tatsuo was waiting because she hates heights. So I guess she saw it.
I'm gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Okay.
Where did he go?
Into the tree.
Just gonna take a nap.
Yeah. Look, I was told to bask in the magic, so I am.
All right.
What are you doing, Tatsuo, when you see him disappear?
She goes, she's trying out this new talking thing. So she
Just
goes,
start talking to the tree.
guys.
I'd turn around and look at Tatsuo because I'm just surprised that she was talking. What?
Harry went into the tree.
The tree?
The tree.
I kind
Went into the what? Tatsuo, what?
I told
He
her.
disappeared into the tree.
The elf in the green robes like turns around. His eyes are wide and he says, "It accepted him."
Yeah.
What?
Because he's not here.
What
He's
is
in
that?
the tree.
Is he
Is there
now
any-
part of the tree? Is he coming back? Is that normal?
He. How do I explain?
I feel like he doesn't know.
He can come back if he wishes to. I would imagine, but
It's been a long
none of us
day.
have been accepted by the tree yet. I don't. This is very exciting. I don't really know what to expect here, but
Well, can someone maybe keep an eye on it? Or
Can I run up to the
giant
tree
tree.
and see if I can like put my hand in and grab him or something? Is that possible? I'm gonna try that.
There's no semblance of me. Just know that.
it's gone.
I'm gone.
Well, I just want to try. You know.
yeah, you go back down the stairs and run up to the tree, and you like go and put your hands on it, and it just like feels like a tree, and like you reach through the vine, through the branches, and it's just more branches. And
Can I yell out to Harry? Like, see if he'll respond?
Yeah.
Harry! Harry!
Can I hear him?
roll a perception check.
I ignore him.
Roll a perception check.
20.
Oh my god.
25.
Yes.
Is it clear or really like faint?
I'm gonna need everyone to leave the room except for Harry.
Oh
right.
my gosh. Okay. Oh my god.
This is a lot earlier than I expected it to happen.
I had a feeling.
So
At least you're prepared.
you go through when you step out from the tree, and it's still there. It's like right behind you, but everything else is like completely black.
Like I put on the ring kind of thing. Like I'm just in a different.
Like more like Stranger Things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where like
I'm clearly in a different part of the same universe. Kind of, right?
so
Like
like
mirror?
literally like you don't. All you see right now is the tree that you came through. There's nothing out. Like everything else is just like you can feel that there's ground because you're walking on it, but there's no. You can't even like see the difference between the ground and like not the ground. Like there's no sky. There's no.
It's just
Like-
pitch black.
hmm
So okay. Where have you taken me?
You hear
Harry! Harry!
and it's coming from the tree. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can speak to this tree, right?
Yeah. I was asking the tree.
It says he says this is in tree speak, and then he uses a word that you've like never heard before.
Okay. Because I don't necessarily have to be able to understand what it's saying. Just so
Right.
you know. Okay. Because I could just talk to it,
Yeah.
basically at it, unless you decided something. So
Yeah.
it's just one word that I don't know.
Yeah.
What? Why did you bring me here?
Because you spoke to me. I thought you wanted to enter.
Oh, I do. I sensed your liveliness. and I wanted to embrace you.
I am just one now, but soon there will be more. Would you like to go back to your friends?
Not yet. What do you mean there will be more? Do you need my help?
You are the only one who has ever spoken to me. I know I have produced seeds that have been harvested. So I trust that there will be more of us soon.
How can I help you? Can I help you? Do you know where these seeds are now?
It doesn't say anything.
Can you sense your seeds themselves? If they become trees, can you talk to those trees?
The tree kind of like bows, like it's like nodding.
How can I reach you without being inside of you?
It says, through my children.
How do I know if they're your children? How will I be able to tell? Will they be able to reach out to me?
It doesn't say anything.
What is your purpose?
What is anyone's purpose?
To breed.
Have you bred?
Yeah, giving it a couple tries, but here and there. Lady here, lady there, dwarf there. Occasional elk. They call me Zeus. Okay. That's useless. I really want to know how to find you. Do you need anything from me? Do these people treat you right?
My life is good. But ask for my children.
Ask who? Yeah, okay. Of course you don't have an answer. I'm kicking imaginary dirt right now. Okay, alright.
I know no names. You are the first person I've talked to.
Okay. Can I have a seat to go?
The tree says, I will give it on the other side.
Drop a pine cone in my hand. Okay. All right. Oh, is there anything else you require of me? I shall leave.
You reach back in.
Yeah.
All right. You feel the pull again. Let's get everyone else in here. All right.
So where we left off, Harry went against the grain and broke from the party.
Yeah.
Look, nature called, okay? Don't stop.
We should stop. He's gonna snap.
I'll wait on you guys.
Okay, we're done.
We would like to continue.
My goodness.
All right. So everyone sees the branches start to move and like twist. And then you see just like Harry's body kind of materialize out of the tree.
Oh, cool.
And then a branch actually bends down kind of almost by itself. And it goes down to like where your hands are, Harry.
Can I do can I just like have my hand out behind me Just kind of concealing what's happening.
No, it wouldn't be able to bend that way.
Well, could it drop it?
No, it's waiting for you to like
Oh, okay.
reach out.
All right.
So am I just standing here watching this all happen right below the tree?
You don't have to.
I'm gonna kind of step back because that is uneasy. I'm uneasy.
It's a pretty big tree.
Yeah.
It are you gonna
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So you reach up and you accept what it's giving you, and then the branch goes back and the tree stops moving.
Would you say it's softball or baseball size? Serious
I would
question.
say it is marble sized.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused.
Okay.
We don't know. It's okay.
I'm just.
It's okay. It's okay not to know.
They're saying it and stuff, and I don't even know what it is. Just thought,
I don't think you're supposed to know.
I'm gonna
I just.
stealthily try and put it in my little
Yeah.
bag.
The elf in green comes up to you and says, "How did it accept you? We've been trying to get in for years."
Excuse me? Where?
Inside. This is. I have so many questions and so much to talk about. Let's retire to the council room and we will discuss this.
Okay.
And then the other elves again kind of start going back up the stairs and kind of wait for you guys to follow.
Tatsuo says, "This is why I don't trust magic."
Wait, did Harry just walk up there, or is he still in the tree?
He's out of the tree.
But he's Harry. He's not like a.
Mhm.
He's not a tree form of Harry.
Mm-mm.
But the tree took the form of Harry.
No.
No, it just absorbed him.
Oh, and then he came back out.
And then
Yep.
he came back out.
Okay, I mistook what was said. I
clearly did.
I did. Definitely was visioning something completely different.
I casually walked out, and the branch started moving, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Oh,
That's all that happened.
Okay.
I touched the branch, and
I didn't
Parted
realize.
ways.
you
I'm
walked-
gonna, as soon as Harry just starts walking up, I'm just gonna like run out. Harry, what did you do? Where'd you go?
what do you mean? I just touched the tree.
No, you were inside the tree.
What?
Tatsuo says,
You
"I
were
saw
inside the
you
tree.
get absorbed into the tree."
You just
I
came out of
saw
a
it.
tree.
Yeah, I called out to you and you ignored me or something.
No, you guys walked up the stairs, and I literally I
never
touched
went up
the tree.
stairs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
Because I want to see if he really doesn't remember or if he's just being cagey.
He's
about
being
it.
cagey.
I want to do an insight check. Oh, that's awful.
So was mine.
7.
10.
Man, I should have been. Well, I can't inspire myself.
Tatsuo
well.
doesn't need to do an insight check.
inspiration.
She knows that you got absorbed into the tree.
you saw it. Yeah.
yeah,
I
she
mean,
saw it. She
Do
knows.
you feel all right? Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure?
You guys all right?
Yeah.
Seem a little
Uh,
I
odd.
was worried about you.
You okay?
All right.
you disappeared. I didn't see you.
Been standing down here the whole time.
You
Did you hear me
liar.
call? Did you hear me call to you?
The elf in the green robes like turns around from the staircase and looks down at you guys and says, "Please, we can discuss all of this in the council room. Please follow me."
I follow.
All right, and that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Shoulder.
Cats.
Radio.